Hi, this is Dominic from Paphos Life, and in today's film we're driving through the villages of Anarita, Timi and Acheleia. So let's have the map up first of all, and we're starting off at the water treatment plant by the Asprokremmos Reservoir, driving through the village of Anarita, then along through Timi onto the B6, up to Acheleia, and then we're going to take a rather unusual route to get to Geroskipou Beach at the end of it. We'll even be showing you where you can find some Shackleton Bombers. How's that for value? Right, we're starting here because that little point there just before that little reservoir tank is the quickest way to get to Foinikas village on foot. So if you drive up this little track and park there and just follow the path down, it's the quickest way. You can drive it if you've got balls of steel and a decent 4x4, but for a regular car, do not even try, is all I can say. One of my first films I did on YouTube was me trying to come up that way and getting the car stuck in a rut, and it took me about 3 hours to dig myself out. So I can speak from personal experience that it's not really car friendly, though it has improved since then, I have to say. So if you go left here, it'll take you past the water treatment plant and on the road you can use to drive to Foinikas. Again, that's not really for all cars, but it's doable by four-wheel drive cars at the moment, especially as the reservoir water level is so low. But we're now heading instead into Anarita, and in a few weeks all these trees will be awash with colour because the blossom is already starting to come out. It hasn't quite hit here yet, but in other villages around Paphos you'll see these trees are full of almond blossoms and similar. I think that one was there we just passed actually. Yeah, there's some of them here now, but that's just the way blossom goes. Also, I was filming this mid-afternoon, so the light will be a little bit lower than what we're sometimes used to because it was cloudy and sunny, so it couldn't make up its mind what mode to use, but we'll muddle on through. These villages to the east of Paphos are, I would guess they aren't utilised as much by expats as the sort of places to the west. Maybe it's because of there aren't as many beaches this side of the coast, I guess. But it is like a lot handier for the rest of the island, like Limassol and Nicosia. And you're also very close to the airport. I mean, you don't hear planes all the time or anything like that, but you're just physically nearer to it. So if you're moving here and thinking of locations, do not overlook these without giving them a genuine look. Also, if you're this side, you're closer to places like the Diarizol's Valley and even the Azusa Valley, so there's plenty of other places to explore that you might not visit if you're plumping for somewhere like Payo or Kisonaga. Right, so this is Anarita. I can't show you as much of this as I'd like to because they're doing roadworks in the village at the moment, so I was having to follow diversion signs and whatnot. And if you like cycling and you're considering moving, this sort of place is a lot better than somewhere like Paphos, because Paphos, unless you like hill cycling, Paphos is just surrounded by hills. And if you want to cycle any distance, you're going to have to get very fit. Probably explains why my bike lies rusting in the corner. See, this is a lovely little village. And there's some of those roadworks I was mentioning. Weather-wise, well, this film directly follows on from the one on Kukli and Mandur that I did yesterday, so you can see it's still the same sunny weather and there's still the same empty reservoirs. People often ask what the weather's going to be like in, say, March or April, and at the moment we don't know. I mean, if you'd asked us in October what the weather's going to be like in January, we would have said it's going to rain a lot, but it didn't. So it is all up in the air, really, weather predictions. You just have to rely on the seaweed. So you get a nice sea view from this part of Anarita. We're coming into Timi now, though. And everywhere is lovely and green. Always takes me by surprise, the transition from brown to green and back to brown again in Cyprus. But doesn't it look... Look, you could be driving anywhere in England at the moment, really. Well, you couldn't really, I guess, because you've got nice blue skies up there. But you know what I mean, in terms of how things look. Entering the suburbs of Timi. There is further on down here a funny little, I'm not sure what it is, it looks like some sort of play area or that thing there. Whether that's still open or not, I'll have to look that up. But I notice it every time I take this route. And here we are in Timi. Now most of you will probably only know Timi from the drive from the airport into Paphos, or from the market they have here on Sundays. It's quite a big village, actually. And up here is turning left, takes you to the B6 for direct route. That'd be the road most of you are familiar with, but we're going to go through the village itself still, for a bit of variety. And I don't often drive through these villages at this end, so it's nice to give them a bit of coverage. It's only fair. And I'm guessing that that's the way I need to go to get out. Fortunately, in this instance, I was guessing correctly and picked the direct route. That weird little tower you can see ahead of you is a water tower. There's about 3 or 4 of them between Paphos Airport and the city of Paphos. One of them in Geroskipou has been repurposed as an artist's tower, and it was painted with lovely murals. I've featured that on numerous occasions. So if you Google Milo's Tower, you should find information on it. Or Milo, can't remember exactly how to pronounce it. Anyway, now we've arrived back on the B6. So if you're driving from Paphos Airport into central Paphos, this will be the road you'll be on if you haven't taken the direct motorway route. Actually, thinking about it, even if you go in the motorway route, you'll still be on this road because the junction you haven't come up to yet. There are a lot of gardening centres along here. And if you like our films, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and share them far and wide and leave comments, because it all helps the YouTube mysterious algorithm. And if you want to help us out financially, go to our buymeacoffee.com/Paphos Live page and chuck us a few coffees. All coffees are gratefully received, I can assure you. And if you want to get something back in return, go to our Etsy shop at etsy.com/shop/Paphos Life. And there you can buy all sorts of memorabilia from Paphos featuring artwork. We've taken such as calendars, phone covers, mugs, you name it, t-shirts even. And follow us on Facebook, our Paphos Live Facebook page. It has over 76,000 members or followers. And if you want to say hello, come and join our Paphos chat Facebook group or our Cyprus chat Facebook group. And there's the turning for the motorway if you must take the quickest route into Paphos. However, if you're heading for the hotel strip, you probably want to stay on this road anyway, because that way you can avoid driving through the centre. But don't go the route we go in this film, because I take a rather weird way of getting to Geroskipou Beach. You shouldn't really be able to do this route, but it's only because of the lack of water that I was able to. You'll see what I'm talking about at the end of the film. Anyway, so we're approaching Acheleia now. And when we come up to a little church on the right, we're going to be taking the turning that's on the left, and it'll be signposted for another church. Okay? You need to pay attention now so you can see the correct turning. There's the church on the right, and here's the turning on the left. Now I'm going this route because I wanted to show people how they got to see where the Shackletons and the Dassault Flamand planes were in Paphos Airport. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, at the far end of Paphos Airport there are 3 old World War II planes, and they're there because they were originally purchased by someone who wanted to set up an aircraft museum, and he parked them on Paphos Airport, and then the whole thing went kaput, and they've just been there ever since, gathering dust and parking fees basically, and that's their story. And people often ask, where are they? So in this film I'm going to show you exactly how to where you have to drive to. Now if you park your car where I show you and go and take pictures of the Shackletons, you will probably get visited by the local police if you're there for any length of time, because they patrol the area, and any activity like that they will see as suspicious. They won't throw you in the nick or anything, but do bear that in mind, that, like, first of all, don't hang about, and also on no account try and fly a drone there or anything ridiculously stupid like that. It's an airport. Okay? Can't stress. I remember a few years ago a load of plane spotters got arrested from the UK in Greece apparently, because they were taking photographs by a military airport, and the police couldn't believe that anyone would have that sort of activity as a hobby. So they got arrested. I don't know what happened, whether they ended up in prison or not. But I'll have to Google that actually, because there might be more to that story. Normally these things, it comes out in the wash and you find out what the true story was. But so I'll have a little investigation for that. And I might mention that in the next film, which will follow on from this one, which will be a drive down the hotel strip, because that's where we're going to end up, believe it or not. So you turn right, straight ahead is the airport, but don't go down there. Well, you can go down there if you want to look, but that'll probably just get you a visit more quickly, because bear in mind also that there is heightened security at Paphos Airport at the moment because of the situation in Gaza, so they will be alert. But this chap, I thought, because there's a water treatment plant down here, or sewage depot down here, and I thought this van was going there, but it went straight past that, and I think it was just taking silage to a farm or something, possibly emptying a septic tank. Anyway, you'll know that there's a sewage works here because it'll smell. I'm just giving you a little warning. Keep your windows closed. So the airport is to the left. And we're gradually getting closer and closer to where you'll be able to see the planes. Other than that, it's just bog standard, typical farmland. You can see a little bit of the sewage works now. And I was expecting this chap to turn right here, but he didn't. Very pretty around here, I have to say. I noticed that when I walked down to do the article on the plains, the shrubbery was very flowery. Anyway, just after these trees on the left, I'll take a little turning so you can see what I'm talking about. And basically this little lay-by here is where you'd want to park without blocking off that farm track there. And the plains themselves are down that way. You can just about see them in the shot. There they are. Now I was going to end the film there, but I thought, well, I've got to get out anyway. So I'll just carry on driving. And my original plan was to get to the Azusa River and then turn right and come back up onto the B6 again. But that's not what actually happened. And what did happen demonstrates how low the water level is at the moment. Because in years gone by, there's been, I mean, when the Asprokremmos overflows, a lot of the Azusa River that's beyond the Asprokremmos gets washed out, and consequently that means that a lot of the farm tracks disappear and reappear in slightly different places. So on this route I'm on now, I ended up by this little memorial, and it took me a bit it took me a bit by surprise, because the roads network here had changed so much since 2 years ago when I'd last been here. The memorial was quite tragic. It was, from what I remember, a man murdered his jilted partner and her daughters or something like that. It was very unpleasant. And there was a little memorial. It used to have lots of teddy bears by it as well, but they've since cleared them away. And that's just up here on the right, so not a good route to go down if you're in a regular car. Nice big puddles. Yes, because the old road is on the left there. This is all new, what I'm driving on now. And there's the memorial on the right, you can just see. So yes, the road network there had changed somewhat since I was last there. I didn't expect to come down here, and I certainly didn't expect to be able to drive on this bit, because in previous years this has been like, not here, but just up here. This has been a stream. But it's completely dry at the moment. Now, driving on this, you need a decent 4x4, and you also need to take it very slowly. But we will eventually emerge at the far end of Geroskipou Beach, looking down towards Paphos. Not sure what that car was doing there. So there'll be no prizes for guessing what tomorrow's film is going to be. And there's the car park where we've started many of our previous films. So I hope you enjoyed that. It was a bit unusual. We don't normally go off-road and that such fashion. And we'll see you tomorrow for the next film, which will be down the hotel strip. Okay, thanks for watching. Cheers.